Tell us why you're here at Parliament today.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm here today because obviously they have the vote on the assisted dying bill from Liam MacArthur, and I'm against the bill. So I think it is really important to be here. It's not just about legislation. I think it's also about the message that we're sending out to broader society.
Why is it that you're against this bill?
I think that every life has got value, not just on account of what condition you have or don't have, or everyone's got value. And I think that people who are suffering already can feel a lot of internal pressure from themselves, and there are already barriers. And I think that if this bill is passed, it's telling people that their life is not worth protecting as much as others. And I think that's quite a dangerous message.
You're saying there that people might feel pressure. Is that a pressure that you yourself have felt personally?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the fact that my whole life kind of turned upside down, and I do have pain, I have suffering every day, and sometimes, I think it's natural we can think this is life is so difficult, and I think when you look at the impact it can have on your family, your friends, your loved ones, you can feel like a burden, and often I do feel like a burden, and I think that the last thing that we should be offering is telling people, well, do you know what, if you're a burden, then there's a way out for you and you can alleviate it. It's not about coercion necessarily from other people that they want to protect. There is no bill that can protect against the internal self coercion that you feel at times, and that's really worrying.
Could you explain a bit more about what your condition is that you have?
Sure. So I have a couple of things. Basically, I'm paralysed, which is why I originally joined Dignitas and why I had decided I wanted to go ahead with assisted suicide because everything just changed. I also have gastric failure now, which I'm basically dependent on medical feeds to stay alive. If I was to stop that, I would have less than 6 months to live. So I have, with that, I have a lot of vomiting every day. I have a lot of pain, can't eat. So, yeah, but my lifestyle has value regardless, like it's physically difficult, but I don't think that how we are physically or what we can contribute decides whether or not we have value. And I think that people deserve to be free from pain and free from suffering, but I don't think that ending their life is necessarily the answer to that.
You're mentioning your own sort of
Sure.
communication with the task. Can you explain a bit more about that and why you've gone from that to now going to your
Sure. I mean, I think for me, I had thought I was such a burden. I actually said to my husband, you can get a better wife, get a better mum for the kids. It was terrible, the things I was saying. And I genuinely thought that what I was doing was very noble and that what I was doing was, very kind of self sacrificial. And also, I didn't want to be in pain and I didn't want to suffer anymore. And I didn't know how I was meant to go on with my whole life, just looking like something foreign I had never known. And he was really angry and really shocked. And I think it made me, I was surprised because I knew he didn't want me to suffer, but I was so surprised that he was angry and that if I had done this, it would have had an impact on my family. It would have had such a detrimental effect on others that I guess I hadn't considered. I thought it would be better for them. And then I spoke to my GP and she suggested I get a lot of psychological input, which I did. I did have a lot of psychological help. And it made me realise that I have value. And I worry for other people out there who feel that they don't have value, who feel like they are a burden, and who will coerce themselves into feeling like this is the best thing to do for the sake of others, because it's a very real pressure that people live with when they are suffering, is to feel like they don't want to be burdensome and they want to make life easier for the people they love.
is there anything else you are also recording? Is there anything else that you want to say or add on, or are you